Hola amigos, bonjour mes amis. Hello, Freunde. Konnichiwa. Hello everybody, Buna, forgot one. Hello everybody, it's Maxie, and today we're going to be reacting to Tvsins, which is the spin-off channel from Cinemasins, which, unpopular opinion, I actually quite like. I am subscribed. But, one of my favourite shows is The Vampire Diaries, and although I hated how it ended, really did, with a passion, we're going to be reacting to Everything Wrong with The Vampire Diaries pilot, and, putting my opinions across it. I get quite defensive, so, this probably isn't going to be a very logical argument, but I don't care. Let's go!
For over a century, I have lived in secret.
Vampiration! At this point, we're all just waiting on the CW to release a show that is 100% narration, called The Narration Chronicles. It's obviously their manifest destiny. Also, a century? Just a century? There are actual humans that have lived over a century. What a total noob-pyre.
Fair enough, yeah, Stefan's quite young, as a vampire. He's only been around, just over 100 years. And later on they do explain that more about the older vampires and stuff, so I don't know, you'd really call that a sin, but... also narration, I miss the narration. I miss them talking about their diary. They'd have little segments where they'd talk about, they'd be writing their diary. I mean, it's the Vampire Diaries, and their little diary extracts, back then, later seasons basically non-existent until, the final episode, and it was shit, so, yeah.
I'm a vampire. And this is my story.
I believe you mean diary. This is your diary. Do you not even know the name of the show you're on?
An hour's
Alright, I gotta give you that one.
drive to hear that crap. You know, it wasn't even a band, a guy with a guitar.
Douchebag hipster is a dick to solo artists.
He sounded like James Blunt.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
No, we already have a James Blunt. One's all we need.
I kind of expected him to have a sin there of, why are you attacking James Blunt?
Blunt force trauma.
Darren!
Bit of a pun. Got it.
Dead body falls on a car to create a jump scare, even though there is no reason the perpetrator would have a way to have thrown it there without being seen cliche.
Okay, I agree, but, it is a very cliche type of thing, but, I feel like those little cliche tropes, they sort of make fun of themselves now. They sort of throw them in there, and it gives you this... It sort of both makes fun of itself and gives it this sort of, you're still scared. It scares you. You're like, oh. You expect it, but it still kind of scares you. But I get it is cliche.
First, I thought this show was called The Vampire Diaries, and was about a group of vampires that owned a dairy farm, so that they could both feed off the livestock as well as make an honest living. And now I'm mad because I'd rather be watching that show instead.
Alright, fuck you. This show is, one of the best shows ever. Apart from Supernatural. Second to Supernatural. No show. No other show. That show would not be better. This show's freaking brilliant. Until the end. End episode shit, but the rest of it is so good. Season 7's iffy, but the rest of it...
I had no choice. I have to know her.
I see we are warming up the old pronoun game nice and early for maximum irrelevance. Sweet.
Dear Diary.
And now we are on to diaration, which is different from diarrheation for obvious reasons. Though, considering the CW track record, I'm guessing we will get to that eventually.
I mean, okay, I like your little pun there. Diarrheation, we'll get to that shit eventually. I get it. But also, you were just complaining that he called it a story and it's a diary. Can't have your cake and eat it, Jeremy.
Smile.
I think that's his name, isn't it?
It will be believable. My smile will say, I'm fine.
If this is how maudlin you are in your journal entries, then you deserve all the pink-eyed, defanged vampires you can manage. Ignoring the
To be fair, yeah, a lot of people dislike Elena, and I can see why. I'm not part of the hate Elena crew, but I'm also... Actually, no. I'm part of the hate Elena but also like Elena crew. I both hate her and love her. Well, not love her. Love's a bit strong. But I like her and I also hate her. Like, her character becomes such a damsel in distress, and then she's like, I can look after myself, and then she never freaking can, and it's just like, oh my god. I did love her relationship with Damon, though. It was so cute. Although, again, the ending, Damon deserves so much better. He does so much work on himself, he deserves better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Conveniently relevant news on the TV about the couple we saw get eaten in the cold open. Let's instead focus on the fact that they have decided to include a weather forecast in the small space below this tragic tale. Not only that, it simply says sunny with cloudy periods. No temperature, no time frame, just the basic information that the sun will exist today and so will clouds. Hey, I'm meteorologist Brady Beck, and today you can expect some temperatures outside, as well as possible levels of moisture that may or may not stay in the air or land on the ground. F***ing meteorologists.
Fair enough. A little nitpicky. I was gonna say probably one of those details that they didn't think anyone would really. Sorry, random TikTok message. One of those details they probably thought, no one's gonna really check. No one's gonna really care. You know.
Grams is telling me I'm psychic. Our ancestors were from Salem, which isn't all that I know.
Your Graham's name wouldn't happen to be Exposition, would it? Also...
Okay. Exposition. I wouldn't call that exposition, really. If she's telling you something, Jeremy used to be here. Foreshadowing. Witch shadowing. But yeah, I wouldn't call that exposition. And really, what's wrong with some exposition, anyway? I feel like films and TV today often miss out on explaining some things and just leaving the audience super confused. I feel like that's pretty much what happened in the series finale. I'm sorry, I keep going on about the series finale, but like, watching this is just making me nostalgic because I'm remembering the older episodes, and it just makes me even more angry about how it ended. It's like, it deserves some justice. The show is so good, and it did not do itself justice. It really did not. And Nina Dobrev, she's a great actress, and she plays Catherine brilliantly. She plays Elena brilliantly, but she came back that last episode, and it was like she did not give a fuck.
We're less than 4 minutes into the first episode. Can we see how the whole vampire portion of the show goes before we start bringing witches and psychics into the mix?
Okay. I can see a point there, but, like, witches and vampires was sort of the first supernatural creatures to start the show off with, like, witches with their first one, you know, like, their origins and stuff. Like, it makes more sense where they added them in at the same time and then added more stuff later.
Can't be freaked out by cars for the rest of my life.
Well, sure, but hitting something and screeching to a halt in the middle of the road might freak anyone out, even those of us that aren't conspicuously hinting at a tragic backstory.
That's true. A freaking, like, crow flew in front of my car, even passenger or driver, I'd freaking freak out. Like, a bunny went in front of my car once. I don't remember if I think I ran it over. Sorry, bunny. That freaked me out. Big time. Swerving and everything. So yeah, like, he's not wrong on this point, because yeah, that would freak you out, accident or not. So really, Elena's freakout should have been a lot more, if you think about it. Like, she suffered some severe trauma from that.
I predict this year is going to be kick-ass.
Wrong! Ha! Kick-Ass actually came out in April of 2010, the year after this is set. So much for your psychic abilities, unless of course you meant the school year, in which case Kick-Ass would have come out before the school year is out. Holy shit, she is psychic! What is it with TV
I like that. Well, I don't know why it's a sin, but hey.
shows having students hanging out outside the school before classes start? In what universe do this many kids even arrive early enough to hang out at all? Let alone throw some sort of daily block party in the school courtyard. For that matter, how is it even this light outside before the beginning of the school day?
Yeah, I see a point there actually. Living in England and seeing these American shows, I always thought that was just what school was like over there. Like, is it not? Shows like this led me to believe that this was what school and college was like in America, that people stood outside drinking cup beers and handing out flyers and standing around chatting and having like stands. Is that not true at all? Like, this is what movies have had me to believe that American schools are like.
You look so hot. Can I still say tranny mess?
No, that's over.
You also can't get away with hiding hurtful phrases and self-aware jokes just because you think that it will somehow excuse it. Man, I really
I
like
don't really get the reference. Okay.
Vicky. She is a truly underrated character in the Vampire Diaries universe. Good thing she's not going anywhere.
Guessing you like Vicky. Send for Vicky going, hey, she comes back a few times. Vicky, I liked Vicky's story. It was good. I didn't like how they, bringing it back to the finale, like, I liked how they brought her back as, like, a ghost for an episode, and then, I didn't like how they brought her back in the finale, because it was completely out of character. It was like, why does she... I get that she's been tortured in hell and stuff, but it's like, why does she want to unleash hell on Earth? I guess so she can stop being tortured, but it didn't really make much sense to me. I mean, without seeing what she'd been through, all you know is that she's been tortured in hell. That's it. You don't really know why her motivations have changed. Like, she's helped. Why would she torch the town where her brother lives? Like, she really cared about that. It just didn't make sense.
Hey, Pete Wentz called. He wants his nail polish back.
Pete Wentz, huh? Old school TRL of you. Carson Daly fan?
Not that Steve McQueen would be excellent at Tvsins.
All I see is that.
It's funny, this has the same name.
It's a hot back.
That's back system.
Please look again. I'm sure everything you need is there.
Well, you're right. So it is.
If Stefan had this trick up his sleeve, then why not?
Stefan, not Stefan. Stefan. That's 500 cents for you, Jeremy.
He used it to get employment, or somebody to give him money at a bank, or anything other than going to high school. And yes, I know he yada yadas this later, but that doesn't make it any less sinful. Also,
I can kind of see your point, but if he wants to do that, he wants to do that.
so he just used vampire parlor tricks to make the office personnel see something different. He didn't actually change his records. So next time anyone has to look anything up on him, it's still going to be bogus. How many times and to how many people will he have to pull this on so that he can stay in high school?
True, actually, that's a good point. He didn't change his records. Maybe he goes and does that later off screen, but they don't want to show it because they think it would be boring. But, like, sometimes a little explanation goes a long way. So, yeah, he'd need to change his records.
Pardon me. Is this the men's room?
Convenient and embarrassing wrong restroom meet cute is convenient. Shortening the word you
Fair enough.
and using a symbol for at, I get. But hot E? Bonnie would be expounding the exact same effort to spell out hottie.
Slang, bruh.
Ah, Scarecrow!
Back there was this.
Okay, I gotta give you that one. That is hilarious.
This bird, and it was all very Hitchcock for a second.
Well, since it was just the one crow, quoting nevermore and all, and doing its best That's So Raven impersonation, I'm gonna have to say it was a bit more Edgar Allan Poe there for a second.
Please tell me you're not hooking up with my sister. I'm not hooking up with your sister.
So this is one of the few literal cases of going against the bros before hoes ruling.
Stefan Salvatore. He lives with his uncle up at the old Salvatore boarding house. He hasn't lived here since he was a kid.
Good thing one of the high school stereotypes we are being introduced to is the mean girl gossiper, so this discount Buffy the Vampire Slayer show can exposition our brains out whenever it feels like it.
Excuse me, this is not a discount Buffy the Vampire Slayer show. I'm a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but this show is better. Okay, this show is much better than Buffy, and how fucking dare you? That's all I'm gonna say. And the exposition is good. Too much is a bit annoying, but, like, yeah. Also, Caroline's character, like, her character development is freaking phenomenal for the first few seasons. Like, season 1 to 2, oh my god.
I wanted to apologize for my disappearing act earlier. I know it was strange.
And I did this by showing up at your house that you never gave me the address for, so as to not come off any creepier than I already have.
My.
That's true, actually. That's a good point. How did he go through the records to try and find her address? Oh, so why did she give him an address off screen? Why is she just like... She should just be like, what? How the hell do you know where I live?
Wouldn't want anyone to read mine.
You keep a journal.
It's called a diary. We have been through this already. It's right in the freaking title. Also, there's been a lot more diaries and a lot less vampires than I would like so far.
Stephanie's a vampire.
Vampires just disorganized slobs. These diaries of Vam Frank here are all completely out of order and all over the place. In fact, there are 2 separate 2005 diaries, which is fine, except that wouldn't you at least mark 1A and 1B so you know which one came first? This is
That's a good point, actually. I've never noticed that with, I think, is that Stefan's diary? It's like, why doesn't he keep them? They're supposed to be quite sentimental, why not keep them in order? Also, the 2 2005, yeah. Why would you not mark which one's which? I'd be, like, looking for them. But then also, as a backup argument, as a little bit of an argument to that, people don't really... A lot of people don't really tend to organise their bookshelves. They read it and stuff it back wherever, so... Truthfully.
not a picture of someone who looks like Elena. This is a picture of Elena. Yeah, genetics, blah, blah, blah. But unless she's a twin generations removed, this lithograph is bullshit.
No, it's not. It's called Supernatural Doppelganger. Watch the show, you'll realise that. And actually, there has been evidence that it could be a thing. There's pictures of people in the past that look a lot like exactly like people today, so.
Also, since when do 150-some-year-old lithographs have that level of detail after aging for over a century?
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, you'd think that would be, like, crumpled in dust by now.
Would you like to take this opportunity to overcome your embedded jock stereotype?
It's okay, Mr. Tanner. I'm cool with it.
And unfortunately, so is this show.
You know what?
No, I disagree with that. I never really got the whole jock stereotype thing with Matt. Like, Matt's a sweetie pie. As the show goes on, like, Matt's just a sweetie pie. Blue-eyed Matt, sweetie pie. He, sorry about that. He does not, like, really act the jock stereotype. I mean, maybe for the first, like, episode, but then, like, his character develops, so I disagree.
Never mind. You're here.
I'm here.
Look, if I wanted to see an extremely soap opera-y Twilight, but done on a TV production budget with a cast selected primarily for their looks, I would have just watched Twilight.
We did.
Excuse me? This is so much better than Twilight. Again, a Twilight fan, but, like, how dare you come back? This is a brilliant show. Although I can see the point about the looks. The cast is stunning and makes us all envious. Like, they are absolutely gorgeous, and somehow the producers just make them look even more gorgeous with the atmosphere and the lighting. Oh, sorry, I knocked my phone over in excitement, getting into it. But, yeah, this is not Twilight. This is so much better, so F you.
Meet in a graveyard.
Right. Well, no, technically we met in the men's room.
No, technically you met outside the men's room. Don't try to take my job, Nina, or I might just have to bring up flatliners. I find it odd that no one even has a reaction when fog just magically appears in this town, or they simply don't know how fog works, and based on what little we've seen of actual teaching in the schools, this would not be surprising. I get that Stefan is...
Stefan, write another 500 cents. I'm gonna give you 500,000 if you say Stefan one more time. It is getting on my nerves.
supposed to be set up as a red herring for the vampire killings, but anyone who has ever watched a TV show will know there is zero chance he's the vampire, so ridiculous scenes of him coming out of the woods when he should have already been back at the party are, well, ridiculous.
Okay, when you say he's the vampire, I'm going to correct you there, because technically he is a vampire. He's not the one doing the killing, so maybe you should have been a little more specific on that. And also, red herrings are a good way to throw someone off the scent. Also, although he's not the one doing the killings, he does have something to do with them, since we later find out it's his brother. So, and he is conspicuous. because he's a vampire himself and he's keeping that a secret, and also like investigating his brother's deaths, trying to hit on Elena because she looks like Catherine. So yeah, like he does have stuff to hide. So
I just want to let you know that I still believe in us. And I'm not giving up on you.
Dear good gravy god mash.
God, do you remember when Matt and Elena were together? That's freaking. I mean, I guess technically they never were because like they broke up before, but the series started. But like, oh my gosh, that was a thing.
Potato heaven. Is this seriously just the blood and the beautiful? The fangs of our lives? Beverly Hills 90210 positive? Vampire soap operas suck.
No, they do not. This is brilliant and stuff you. Middle finger.
Even me. It's not gonna...
I do actually really like your channel. I'm a big fan, but like, I get defensive when it comes to the programs I love watching.
Well, considering you're over 100 years old and these are high school girls, nothing should be happening with any of them.
Fair point. Also, you missed something. He said it's never gonna happen. Series 8, married. Just one day I'll marry her.
What?
Jeremy!
Yes?
Jeremy, where the hell are you going?
Oh my god, I can't believe it. I didn't see that. Oh my god, Jeremy. Yeah, of course it's his name.
Somewhere that isn't yet another show that combines teenagers and metaphysical beings and continuing to pretend it's an interesting mystery, when really it's just an excuse to target and manipulate a young demographic's hormones for financial gain. Hopefully.
I don't want to hear it.
Good. I love that.
Good thing we spent the whole B story this episode on the younger drug-dealing brother who wanted to protect Vicky from the one rapey guy. That seems to have paid off nicely now that she's dead. Or a vampire, or whatever.
Technically, I'm going to correct you here. Technically, she's not a vampire at this point. She's not dead. She got bit, but not drained completely. So she just was kind of unconscious. Although later, it keeps happening. The real question is, how much blood does this girl have? Because, like, she keeps getting drained and somehow wakes up. Like, Jesus.
Damon. Hello, brother.
And hello to yet another show that ridiculously
Iconic!
has characters call out their relationship while greeting each other solely for the audience's benefit. Crows.
That line is iconic. Like, that is one of the most iconic lines ever. Like, hello, brother. Oh my god. Gotta love Damon as well. You gotta love Damon. He's just awesome. Season 1 till now, he just gets better and better. Oh, gotta love him. Bad guy, good guy, he is just good at all angles.
Bit much, don't you think?
Wait do you see what I can do with the fog?
Oh, I've seen that plenty, Damon. And like the rest of Mystic Falls, I'm pretty much over it.
Whatever I...
Fair enough, I guess that's your opinion, but I thought it was cool. My sin would be, if he can do that with the fog and the birds, why do they never, ever, ever mention it again? Or bring that back? Like, seriously. Seems to forget that they have that power. I think their dog is going to start barking. 1 second. Okay,
Saw. Or I think I saw. I have this feeling that it's just the beginning.
Well,
Tell me something.
I mean, I guess it is.
When's the last time you had something stronger than a squirrel?
sheesh, Boone is coming in hot with this over-the-top vampire pressure. I'm not saying he wouldn't push and tease his brother like this. I'm just saying he should have grown a mustache so he could twirl it while he does.
Where's your...
Oh, because he's a villain. So creative. Oh my god. That's funny though. Yeah.
What are you making me for lunch then?
ring? The sun's coming up in a couple hours and poof, ashes to ashes.
I see the show has decided to go with the magic ring that allows vampires to hang out in the day selection on the convenience menu. Very nice choice. Should pair well with the chicken. I realize...
Oh, come on. Like, that is explained later on, and I mean, think about it this way. If vampires, like, not if vampires existed, but, like, for a vampire show, sorry about that, if a vampire show, like, go around killing people, do whatever, how could they do that without something to help them walk around in the day. Like, in a modern sort of drama like Vampire Diaries, like, vampires, they'd be kind of useless if they couldn't go out in the day all the time. I mean, yeah, going out at night, there would still be their advantages and stuff, but, like, it really helps them out, so...
Shadow.
I think it's a good plot point.
Giving him a low number of f***s about drinking in front of the cops is a character thing, but shouldn't the cops actually do something? The cops in this town appear to be about as dependable as they are in most horror movies, which is zilch.
That's true. That's a very good point, actually.
With tons of narration and a cast selected primarily by entering the keyword ability, this is a CW show that seems to follow the strict doctrine of parents never being around.
I'll agree with you there. The parents never seem to give a shit.
Someone without the past.
Without the pain. Someone alive.
In their final routine of the evening, the CW is going for the rare synchronized narration. A risky move, but let's see what the judges have to say.
Is that Jenna? Oh, I miss Jenna. Oh, my heart. And 30 cents? Fuck you. That was a good ending.
30 Sins, a new single sin narration record. All that narrating is finally paid off.
I know it's late, but I needed to know that you were okay.
Which I could have asked you at the party, but I ran away because I'm weird and creepy.
What do you tell them?
That I'll be fine.
Do you ever mean it?
Ask me tomorrow.
This was actual dialogue that humans wrote into a script and made other humans say out loud. So skip.
Why not skip? That was a good scene between them. And, like, sweet. And ask me tomorrow. She's hopeful that tomorrow will be a better day. The sun will come out tomorrow.
This is why we don't show ourselves in sunlight.
Hey, this is not Twilight. Okay, Vampire Diaries is amazing. And I will defend it. Apart from season 8 finale. I will never defend that. Just so you know. I'm even willing to defend season 7. Like, I'm willing to defend season 7. Season 8 finale, I am not willing to defend. The rest of the show, I am so willing to defend. Just to let you know. Well, I'm gonna end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like it was mostly me just going, fuck you, Jeremy. But, again, actually a massive fan of Cinemasins and Tvsins, so just put my own criticisms in. Criticizing the criticism. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did like this video, please give that like button a little push. And make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a video. I post a new video pretty much every single day. Pretty much. I would really appreciate it. Please come to, if you're new, please come join the family. It's great over here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'm Megzy, signing off. Bye, guys.